Hello and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for the 15th of June 2021, and today we are attacking the New York Times puzzle, the hard level puzzle from the New York Times for the 15th of June. If the camera looks a bit different, that's because I'm using my telephone for a change. Anyway, let's see what we can see. So first up I see a 4 blocking along here, 4 blocking along here, and that's going to give us our first number in there. Trying to use a blue pen as a suggestion from somebody. What else can we see? Let's hope we find another couple of easy digits today. In fact, there is a 6 blocking here, and 6 blocking up here, and 6 blocking up here. Excuse me, that's going to give us a 6 there, right? Okay, there's an 8 blocking down here, 8 blocking down here. That's going to give us an 8 in this location here. And I noticed this 5 and 6 here blocking these two squares, right? 5 and 6 blocking these two squares. So that's going to give us a pair of 5 and 6 here and here. And so we know that it's 4 and 7 that's got to be in those locations there. Now, is that going to help us? Not yet exactly, but hopefully later on it will. Okay, so let's do some candidates. I think 6 blocks along here and down here, and 6 blocks this square here. So let's fill in a pair of candidate 6s there, shall we? 7 blocking up here. It's going to be 7 and 7. Actually though, if we look about it, we can see that this 9 blocks down here, 9 blocks there. So in fact that's a 9 and that's a 7, right? So that's a little bit easier. Excuse me. We've got two's blocking here, 2's blocking up here, so that's a pair of 2's down there and 2's down here, and so blocking, and that's going to give us a pair of 2's in those two squares there. 2's are going to be here and then somewhere along this row here, but they've also got to be down here and blocked in this middle section here. Let's fill in the 2's. In fact, actually this 8 blocks this square here, doesn't it? So this has got to be an 8, and this is of course a 3. And so maybe actually we'll put in these missing 1's along here, right? This 3 blocks up here, so 3's are in those two locations there. This 2 blocks along here, but also 2 is going to have to be placed either here or here, right? And so that 2 is not going to stand anymore. So in fact we can get digit 2 in that location there. This 5 will block up here, and so there will be a couple of places where we could put 5's. Excuse me. Six is, well, this 6 blocks right up this column here, right? 6 blocking here, so 6 is going to be a pair in these two squares here. The 1 blocks along here, and this 1 stops that from being a 1, so let's fill in the 1's there. Okay, maybe I'll just, we know 1, 2 and 6 here, so maybe I'll just fill in the missing numbers here. So 5 is blocked from here, but can come in these locations. What else is missing? 9 blocks along here, so 9 is a pair up here actually. The other number is 7, but that can go anywhere, so we'll just put it anywhere. Of course, not in these 3 squares. Those are limited already. So that wasn't superbly helpful. Not yet. Ones are blocking down here, and this one across, so let's put in candidate 1s there. 9's blocking down here, and 9's here, and 9 across, so a pair of 9 candidates in those squares there. 7s can come anywhere. 7's blocking here, 7's are blocking here. So although it's a triple, I'm going to put them in because they are limited slightly. And the 8 down here and 8 down here gives us a pair of 8 candidates here and here. 9 across there, 9 across there will give us a pair of 9s in those squares there. The ones are going to be here and here, right? Because this is blocked here and blocked here. They're going to be any 3 squares along there. I'll just put them in for now. Five's blocking here and 5's blocking down here, so that gives us a pair of 5s in those 2 squares there. 6 blocking along here, this 6 blocks up here, so a pair of 6s there. 8's blocking here, 8's blocking here, so a pair of 8 candidates there. Two's blocking along here and 2 in the middle, so 2 candidates can go there. I'm still looking for pairs really, but I'm not sure there are too many more pairs to be able to get. I wish there were. So I think we're just going to fill in some other numbers. So 5 blocking along here will give us 5s here. Okay, I'm just going to start filling in the rest of the candidates now. What's missing along here? 3s are blocking here and up here as well, so that's it. So actually a lot of places we could fit 3s. This doesn't look like it'd be an orderly way of doing it, but I don't think there's any way we're going to get those. So let's see if we've just done these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7s we haven't got yet. 7s can go anywhere. 8, 9 is got. 1, 2, 3, 4s are blocked here, but 4s can come in these locations. That is a 3, by the way. 5 we've got. 6, 7s we don't have. 7s we don't know, so 7s can go anywhere. And 8 and 9 we have already. Excuse me. 3's blocking up here, and that's it. So 3s can come in plenty of places. 4 blocks this square here, and that's about it. 5, 6, 7. 7's limited to the right hand column here. 8 and 9 we have already. Let's try down here. 1 we have 2s, 3s. 3s are limited to these 2 squares here. 4's blocking down here, and that's it. 5's are down here and across the bottom. Oh, sorry, no 4 there. I've just realized because there's a 4 blocking here, sorry. 5 blocking down here and 5 across here, so 5 in those squares. 6 and 8 blocks down here, and that's it. 8 across here rather, 8 down there, so 4 squares for 8. And guess what? We're left with a 2. That's a single 2. So great, let's put in the 2 and let's get rid of candidate 2 in that block. Okay, I think we're looking quite good now. But I don't see any other patterns in that chute. So I think I'm just going to go on and fill in more candidates. So 1 obviously blocking across here, and that's it. So 2 is limited to a pair here. 2 and 2 comes there. 3 we have 4 blocking down here and across there, so 4 possible locations for 4. 5 we have 6 is blocking down here, and that's it, so 6 in these squares. 7, 8, 9 is our last number. 9 blocks across the middle here, and so can appear like this. 9, 1, 9, 1, that's matching, that looks good. The 4, 7 here. Okay, and so far so good. And can't really see anything else that's useful. So let me do a bit more work up here. So 1, 2, 3 is blocked up here. So 3's are like this. 4's, well, 4's are blocked up here, and that's it, right? So 4, 4, 4 and 4. 5, 6, 7 we don't yet have, and 7's can go anywhere. 8's we have, 9's we have. And now it's time for Sudoku. I feel like there should be some kind of point where suddenly you go, now it's time for Sudoku. And so, after a very long and protracted silence, there is something. Something very unusual for me, because I almost never see them, but there is something, a pattern here that can be spotted, and that is a hidden triple. And this is really rare for me to find these because, I don't know, but they are tricky to see. It just so happens, luckily enough today, I've seen a 6, 2 and an 8 triple in these 3 squares. Now, I don't think I've explained them before on this channel. But a hidden triple means that, okay, if you look up and down this column, you will see that there are only 3 squares that contain the numbers 2, 6 and 8. There's a 6 and a 2 here, an 8 and a 6 here, and a 2, 6 and an 8 here, and they don't exist in any other of the cells. So if you have 3 numbers in 3 squares, that means that they have to be those 3 numbers. So what that really means is we can remove candidate 1 here, and we can remove 9 and 2 here. Yeah, sorry, 9 and 4 here, I should say. Okay, so 6, 2 and 8, 8, 6, 8, 2, 6. So we can get rid of the 4 and the 1 and the 7 in this space here. Okay, and this is what we're now left with. I hope that makes sense to you, but remember, you know, in Sudoku, if you have a limited number, if you have 2 numbers in 2 squares, it means that only those 2 numbers can go in those 2 squares, whether it's a block, a row, or a column, or whatever. But if you have 3 numbers in 3 squares, only those 3 numbers can go in those 3 squares. Other numbers cannot go in those 3 squares, and also you don't have to look anywhere else for those 3 numbers. For example, that means, of course, we don't have to look up and down for 6, 2 and 8 to get rid of in this column, because there aren't any. And that's what a hidden triple is. So what that tells us now is we now have 4s limited to this row, and that means we are going to be able to remove candidate 4 up here. Okay, right, because there are 4s, right? No 4s here now. 4s are just in these 2 squares, and so we can get rid of this 4 and this 4. Something else it's going to tell us is we don't have any removed 1s now, here and I think here it was. So, but there's no 1 here, no 1 here, no 1 here, no 1 here. Help! No one's here. I'm home alone, and there is only now 1 space in this whole column where a 1 can exist. So it's got to be here. Okay, because it's gone as a possible candidate from everywhere else. And so that's nice. And of course what we need to do now is to remove candidate 1. And when we do that, we see 7, 3 and 7, 3. Then of course no 7 or 3 can exist there. So that's got to be a 4, right? And this has got to be 5. So let's do our thing and get rid of candidate 4 and candidate 5 in this block. Okay, that looks good, doesn't it? And so next, next. Okay, so we have 7, 3, 8, 3, and 7, 8, 3. So 3 squares with 3 numbers again. So no 7, 8s, or 3s can exist along here. So that can go now. That can go now. That can go now. And that can go now. Right? And so now okay, what else does that mean? Oh, so 7 and 3 are limited up here as well, so we can also get rid of 7 and 3 in this block as well. So that has to go like that. Okay. We have 1 and 4 and 1 and 4, so there can't be any 4s here anymore. And also this 4 can't exist here, So this has in fact got to be a 5. And since that's a 5, this will have to be a 9. And since we have a 9 and a 5 already, that's got to be a 4 there. Okay, we should be almost home and dry now. Oh, of course, down here we had this 5, so this has got to be a 4 now, hasn't it? So let's also get rid of candidate 4 here. And candidate 4 over here as well. What else do we need? We're almost there. I can feel it. It's really close. Okay, so of course 4 blocks along here, 4 blocks here, so that is in fact a 4, right? My cat outside disagrees, but he's not really a Sudoku expert, so I'm not going to take his opinion on this. This is now the only 5 possible, right? 5 blocking down here, 5 blocking here, and 5 blocking over here. So that is actually our 5, and we're overwriting a 3 pair, so that's got to be a 3. We're overwriting a 9 here. 5 or 7, that's clearly a 7, right? So now let's get rid of candidate 7 here as well. Get rid of 5 here as well, and in fact that will give us a 5 in this square here, so that was part of a pair. We've already got 3 in this row now, so we can get rid of candidate 3, can't we? Okay, which will give us a 2 and 7 pair, which seems to match up with what we are left with. Here we have 1 3 1 6 6 3, so that looks okay. I like to check as I go along, make sure I'm not making too many horrific mistakes. Up here now, this 3 blocks that square there, so clearly that's a 3 and that's our 7. What else? Okay, so the 9 blocking down here and 9 blocking down here and 9 blocking here, so that's our 9. This was a 9 or 1, so that's got to be a 1, hasn't it? Okay. This is a 2, of course. Now there's no 1 here, there's a 1 blocking down here, so that's our 1. That's our 6. The last number down here now is what, a 7, so let's fill that in. Okay, 6 blocking down here, so that's our 6. This 2 is blocked here, so that's our 2, and that's our 8. Okay. We should probably get rid of candidate 8 over here, like that. Oh, this 1 now, of course, means that this is a 9, and this is the only place left for a 1 now, do you believe? Right, and so that was either a 9 or a 3, so that's got to be a 3 now, hasn't it? This is 3 or 5, so this has got to be a 5, and this has got to be an 8. Along here, 6 or 5, that's clearly a 5, and that's a 6. What else? Okay, this 3 now blocks these squares here, so that's a 3. We're overwriting an 8, that's an 8, and that's a 7. So this here is either 6 or 7, so clearly that's a 6. Let's get rid of candidate 6 here now, and candidate 7, leaving us with 2 or 3 in this row, and that looks to be correct. And this 3 means clearly that that has to be a 7. Okay, down here 2 or 7, that's a 2, and that's our 7. 7 down here is 7, that's our 4. 4 up here, so that's the 4 and that's the 1. 1 now is the last number in this column. This is a 3, that's a 6. Up here now, 2 or 3, 2 we have already, that's a 3, and that's a 2. And yippee-yi-yay, that is a done puzzle. And I'm just checking to make sure there aren't any horrific mistakes. And wow, so a hidden triple. Tough, 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 I think. But thank you, New York Times. That's really enjoyable puzzle, and difficult too. So thank you very much, and please subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.